Hi, Beggars friends. It's Miss Carrie here, and I'm so excited to be able to connect with you from the hustle and bustle of my house. You might hear some kitchen noises in the background because Miss Ellie is making my daughter, is making pancakes right now. But this is about the time that we would gather together when I'm recording this. This is about the time that we would gather together on Sunday morning and be the church in our church building. But remember, we talked about last time that the church isn't really just a building. The church is really the people, and we are the people. And even though we can't gather in our building, we get to go out and be the church. And right now, being the church is helping everybody stay safe and following the guidelines that people who know a lot about keeping us safe right now are asking us to follow. And so that's why we aren't meeting at our church building, is we're trying to help everybody stay healthy and safe. So I just wanted to take a moment, like I always do on these videos, to just look at all of you and tell you that I miss you, and I can't wait until we get together again in our space where we, the church, come together in a building. So I miss you all, and I want you to know that we will get together again in our space. So just had to show you some great pictures of our space and jump into our story. So I'm going to read the story from our Bible that I want to read to you today. But I've shared a link, and I'll talk about that a little bit later, to where you can read the story I'm going to share today in the Bible. Okay, so we talked last time about how Jesus entered Jerusalem, and a big crowd had come to celebrate. I'm going to move this over here. Passover. And Passover is a really, really big deal. It's like Easter and Christmas all combined, and everybody was very excited for Jesus to come in, and so they waved their palm branches, kind of like we cheer at a sporting event. They were all waving their palm branches and cheering for Jesus and shouting, "Hosanna." Now, there are people in our story that were not excited about Jesus. And this page talks about some of the people who betrayed Jesus, or a person who betrayed Jesus. We talked about how Jesus washed the disciples' feet, and the disciples when they came together for their Passover meal, Jesus washed their feet as a way of noticing them and caring for them, and showing us how to be a servant to other people. And then he broke bread, and he had what is called the Last Supper, something that we remember Jesus when we have communion at church, or when we have our snack and say a blessing. So after the Last Supper, he went into a garden, the Garden of Gethsemane, and he asked his friends to pray for him. He knew it was almost time for him to fulfill a special plan that God was giving him. So while Jesus was speaking, Judas, remember I told you that there were people who kind of went back behind Jesus's back, and were not acting as a friend. So Judas walked up to him and greeted him, and then kissed his cheek. And Jesus replied to Judas, "Do what you came for, friend." And the soldiers stepped forward and arrested Jesus. Jesus was silent when they took him away, and they put a crown of thorns on his head, and they nailed him to a cross. And Jesus prayed and said, "Father, forgive them." And he died on the cross. After Jesus was removed from the cross, his friends placed his body in a tomb. A very large stone was rolled in front of the entrance, and soldiers were stationed to guard the tomb. Sunday morning came, and two women went to the tomb to put spices on Jesus' body. And when they arrived, the stone was rolled away, and they entered the tomb of Jesus, and they saw an angel. And the angel said, "Do not be afraid. You are looking for Jesus who was crucified. He has risen. He is not here. Go, tell his disciples, his friends, that he is going ahead of you into Galilee. You will see Jesus there, just like he told you." So friends, I want us to think about that story, and because that story is really what Easter is all about, is Jesus died and then he rose again so that we could live, so that we could be human beings who do great things and sometimes not so great things, but what matters is that Jesus always loves us, no matter how great we are or how bad we are. Sometimes that love is always there for us. We just have to choose every day to accept that love from Jesus that he has for us. And it's always there for us. He loves us before we do great things. He loves us after we do great things. He loves us before we do terrible things, and he loves us after we do terrible things. He gives us this thing called grace. And grace is really that even when we make sad choices, God forgives us and loves us. So today's heart verse is, "So he gave us new life because of what Christ has done." He gave us life even when we're dead in sin, even when we do terrible things. God's grace has saved us. So think about that and talk about it with your families. That's found in Ephesians 2:5. So, friends, you might have gone on some Easter egg hunts last week, maybe in your yard, and sometimes it can be hard to find all the eggs that you want to find. But I was thinking about that. It's not hard to hunt for Jesus. He's right there for us. We just have to choose him. And kind of thinking about the theme of hunting, I thought I would just kind of go around and hunt for some of our Beggars friends and see how everybody's doing. So let's see. I know I can't be with you in our church building, but I was hoping that I might be able to find. Oh, wait, look. There's Charlie and Ruby. Let's see what Charlie and Ruby have to say. Let's see what Miss Ruby's up to.
Bye.
So I asked Beggars friends what they've been up to or what they like to pretend, and Ruby loves to play apples to apples with her brother Charlie. That was one of Elliot's favorite games as well. Okay, let's hear from Charlie. He's got some interesting things to say here.
Who's George Washington, Charlie?
He's a guy that is a crunchy guy. I don't know.
Crunchy guy?
Crunchy?
I want to keep that one. I want to keep that one. No.
Do you know who George Washington is?
First president. And he has
First
fake teeth.
Big teeth.
First teeth.
Yeah.
But I want to see it.
And maybe just a little crunchy too. It's so good to hear from you guys. Let's see who else I can hunt for and find.
Hi, Beggars friends.
Let's see. Oh, what? There's Caroline and Micah. Let's see what they're up to.
Go.
Hello. We've been playing in my fort.
Very
Ooh.
cool.
And then we can stay. And it's all around here is still our fort.
Got some scaffolding.
We can stay here forever. It's over.
Wow, that is a serious fort. When I was a kid, I used to make forts a lot, but I didn't have cool scaffolding like that. That's really amazing. It's so good to see you, Caroline and Micah. Okay, so let's see right here. Oh, it's the Howards. Oh my goodness. So let's see what they like to do. Oh, Looks like they're doing something with bags. What are they doing? That's really, really cool.
What was the crazy one? Oh yeah, that crazy
I
one.
feel like they're controlling those bags. Are they pretending to do something? That's really cool. Let's see if we can find out what they're up to. Okay, let's see here. I think Caleb might be able to explain this to us.
Yeah.
Oh, I think he has a stick in his hand. Oh, is he swatting? How fun is that? Okay, so I actually know. They've been reading the Little House on the Prairie books together, and Laura often plays with sticks. Little House on the Prairie takes place a long, long time ago, and it's a story that I loved to read as a child. And so I think they went outside to play with the stick, and they made a kite. Let's see what else they're up to.
All right, Beggars Table friends. Carrie asked me to interview Autumn and Caleb to find out what they have loved to do since we have been home. Caleb, would you start? What have you been loving to do?
Jump on the trampoline with my family, snuggle on the hammock with my family, do math, and homeschool.
Awesome. Autumn Grace, what have you loved to do?
Well, I like to bike with friends and play charades.
Oh, we have loved charades. That is true. Well, thank you.
And charades too for me. And
Yeah.
also doing paddling fights. Oh yeah, that for me. And wrestling with Dad. Yeah.
Yeah. We've had a lot of fun doing the Nerf gun fights.
Oh.
I've really enjoyed that, running around the house, Nerf gun fights. That's been fun. Well, thank you for letting me interview you. Beggars Table kids, I hope you are having a wonderful time with your families, that you're being safe and having a blast. God bless you all.
And then this one I just thought all the parents would enjoy, because this is just a great way to let the kids have fun, and also, I don't know, maybe just have a little too much fun, parents. Really awesome. It's great to see Autumn and Caleb. Okay, so moving right along here. Oh, why, there's Sophia Foster.
Hi, friends. We've been using my imagination is building stuff.
Hi, friends.
Hi, friends. My imagination is having a time with my family.
So great to hear from you, girls. I'm glad you're having a great time with your family. And Sophia, I'm glad you love to build things. That's super fun. Okay, let's see who else I found. Oh, guess what? I found Miss Lisa, and guess what? Today is Miss Lisa's birthday, and Miss Lisa is still in Florida. So she's been there since all of the stay-at-home orders began, and that's because she was visiting her parents in Florida, and she has children that are nurses, and they are quarantining themselves in her house. And so it's just best for her to stay in Florida and be with her family. And I give Miss Lisa a hard time about this, but she loves to golf. And so let's see what she's been up to in Florida. Oh, here she goes.
Okay, it's filming.
Oh, here she goes. I'm glad she's out there having fun. Happy birthday, Miss Lisa. You can sing happy birthday to Miss Lisa for sure. She's a special friend. Okay. Oh, and here we have the Haybrocks. Let's see what the Haybrocks are up to. Start with Fletcher.
Use pillows and chairs to make walls.
Ooh.
We used a table that we're going to someday put in my bedroom. And then we put a lot of stuffed animals. And we made a fort.
Wow. That's cool. I love that. I think you might be in like a playroom there. That looks really cool. Let's see what Ivy's up to.
And my brother Fletcher, we built this huge trailer track.
Where's Fletch?
So fun to see you guys. And Vesper looks like she's with Scarlett and she's up to something. Let's see what she's up to. Oh. I feel like I need to up my lunges. That's really fast, girls. Way to go, Vesper. Okay, and one more message from Ivy and Fletcher.
Go.
We're going to make keychains, tiny little houses, so that they can have a little home.
Cool.
Oh, cool. I love that you guys are using your imaginations. That's so great. We definitely have to do our schoolwork and some of our schoolwork and hear from our teachers on screens, but it's important to spend lots of time away from screens. Okay, so let's see. Oh, here's Josh. What's he up to?
Okay, Josh, what do you have to say?
Wow.
Hi,
That's good
everyone.
news.
Hi, Beggars Table, everyone in Beggars Table. My favorite sport is basketball always, and sometimes I change into different sports, but most of the time it's basketball. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye. It's great to hear from Josh. That's so fun. I love that he loves to play basketball, and it was a beautiful day yesterday when he sent that to me. Okay, so this is our time every Sunday morning when we would break and have our communion and snack in our small groups. And so I just want to remind you that I'm going to take myself off of here, that I have sent on the Beggars Table website a document that has a link to this story, the story I read you today from our friends, where we often watch videos. We have another church that makes these videos, and you can find a link to these videos if you go to the website and look for today's document. So, and then this is what the document looks like. And right here is where the video link is for today's story. There's also some really cool activities. For younger kids, there's a cool game called Catch the Egg, similar to what we saw Caleb doing with a stick, a string, and a bag, except this is a stick, a string, and an egg. You could use a bag though too. And then for older kids, we have a fun bottle game called Flipping for Jesus. So just some fun things that you can do. And there's also a little family devotional. And of course, you're watching this video, which is great. Okay, so it's time for our prayer and our prayer for the world. And I wanted to go back and have Miss Harper read that prayer for us because she did such a great job for us. So here we go, Miss Harper.
God of love and hope, you made the world and care for all creations, but the world fears strange right now. The news is full of stories about coronavirus. Some people are worried that they'll get ill. Others are anxious for their friends and family. Be with them and help them to find peace. We pray for the doctors and nurses and scientists, all who are working to discover the right medicine to help those who are ill. Thank you that even if in these anxious times you are with us. Help us to put our trust in you and keep us safe. Amen.
Thank you so much, Harper. That was great. And we're going to close today singing like we always do. And we are going to go back to our friend, Miss Ruby Barr, who is going to sing our Lord's Prayer song. I'm going to be singing with her in the background.
Father, art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Our dear Father.
Thank you so much, Miss Ruby. I look forward to connecting with you guys the next time I do one of these videos. I miss you all. I wish you well. Peace to you, and have a wonderful Sunday. Bye-bye.